in because we are doing the mafs recap for Married at First Sight, season 17, episode 10, y'all. And it's called The Breakup Party. Maybe we should just call it Breakup Period. Let's just break up. Because I don't know what's going on this season. I mean, I know we've had some bad season. Every season we say, this is the worst season, this is the worst season. But nah, for real, y'all. For real, for real, for real, for real. This is the worst season. This is the worst season. I don't even know, like my thumbnail said, I said, who these people? Who these people? There's so many lies flying around, y'all. I've been telling y'all about HR. I've been talking about the Matrix. But if you really just break it down to what it really, really is, it's just a bunch of lying going on. A bunch of lies. And let me tell you, I'm going to do the after party video tomorrow. Y'all got to come back for that. Because let me tell you, if you thought the episode had a bunch of lies in it, wait till you get to the after party video. Y'all know on the after party, Cameron says that Claire wants a big black man with a big black And supposedly Cameron said her booty's too big. And then, Brennan finally admitted that he was turned off because Emily was running around talking about she only has one night stands. But at least they showed up. Last week I was like, I don't think we're going to ever see no men. At least they showed up. And the only after party is going to be Lauren, Brennan, and Cameron. So come back tomorrow. I'm going to talk about those because this review that I'm doing, I'm going to just have to talk about the lies on this episode because y'all, I couldn't be friends with none of these people. You can't even get through a 5-minute conversation without a bunch of lies falling out their mouth. A lot of word salad. Do y'all remember the first episodes I was talking about how much talking these people do? They do so much talking. And now you realize they do a lot of talking, but at the end of your conversation with them, do you really understand anything they saying? Or does it all just sound like word salad, mumbo jumbo? That's why I called it the Matrix last week, because it's almost as if they talk in circles. They accuse each other of a bunch of stuff, but none of it really, really adds up. It's just a bunch of lies. A bunch of lies. We first start off with Cameron and Claire laying in the bed, going back over this whole thing about why didn't you tell me your daddy was sick? He said, because my daddy was on his deathbed. Well, Cameron, why didn't you tell your mom? If the whole conversation is about why aren't any of your family here, right? That's the whole conversation in a lot of ways. Are you close with anyone? Your mom, your dad, anyone? Why isn't anybody at this wedding for you? Why don't they show up for you? All of a sudden now, Cameron has made it only be about his sick dad. But what about his mama? What about his siblings? What about any aunts, any uncles? See, there's the real problem. But I'm going to tell you, that's why no one on this show, I'm telling you, is out of my radar. No one's out of my radar. They're all on my radar. It's not about taking no sides of none of these people, because I'm going to tell you, they all are lying. All of them. And Cameron is conveniently making this conversation to be about his father, who's chronically ill. He talks about it more in the after party. But really the bigger conversation, Cameron, is where are your people, period? Where are they? You ain't close to no one. Like I said from the very beginning, you sound like you a lone wolf. I know Cameron talks all nice and intelligently, right? I know that. I know we don't want to like Claire either, but I'm telling you, none of these people are without fault and guilt, including Lauren. Okay, people, I don't know. I hope y'all got that this week, including Lauren. But here we are once again, having another word salad conversation between Claire and Cameron, talking about the thermostat. Oh, it was hot. I was so hot. I was so hot. I was telling you that I was hot. Then Cameron says, but you never told me that you want me to open up a window. You never said that. Oh, yeah, I did. Back and forth. Word salad. Who's the lie? Who's telling the truth? This is what goes on all day long. All day long. So then Cameron starts talking about, the reason why my daddy didn't show up, because he's been through a long-term illness. It's a chronic illness. That's why we're not close. What? Because somebody's sick, you ain't close? I don't understand it. Is it like he's got dementia or Alzheimer's? What is the sickness? What is the illness, Cameron? What does being sick would have to do with you don't talk to your daddy? This is weird. That's why, it's just all lies. It's partial truth, partial lies. But like I said before, concentrating on the sick father was just a deflection for Cameron to really point to the fact that he ain't close to nobody. He is a lone wolf. I know Claire got her problems and we're going to talk about her too. But Cameron is a lone wolf. He lives down in that basement apartment. He works in that bike shop all day alone. He spends a lot of time alone. He's out on the bike trail alone. He spends a lot of time alone. He left New Zealand alone. He's a loner. He's a loner, and he's just not close to people just because his daddy's sick. He got a mama. He got a brother. He said the person he's closest to is his grandma, who's dead. What's going on? Like I said, all this is just lies, confusion, word salad. Everybody on here got a problem. Everybody on here needs some therapy. And Cameron over here using big words like mastication. I thought he was saying masturbation. My ignorant butt had to look it up. Mastication, what is that? But I learned now. Thank you, Cameron. Thank you, Cameron, for teaching me a new word. And Cameron and Claire didn't like it. Why are you using these big words? I'm supposed to be the smart one in the couple. She's annoyed at everything. How the heck are you annoyed just because a person used a big word? Why does that alone annoy you? He's annoyed over her chewing, and she's annoyed over him using big words. They just annoyed, period. They wake up being annoyed with each other. He's trying to pin her down. He's like, what's your romantic turn-offs? What's your romantic turn-ons? She's like, I don't know. She can't pin him down. She like a stray cat. Claire is like a stray cat. She ain't trying to come in the house. She's still trying to run around here out in the street. She do not want you to wrangle her. She does not want you to pin her down. She wants to just, ow. She just want to growl at you and scratch at you and claw at you. She not interested in laying on your lap and letting you rub on her and so she can purr. Absolutely not. He's trying to say, I really would want to kiss you. I really would want to become attached to you because the more I spend time with you, I become attached to you. Lies. Because then later on, he's talking about, I'll go sleep in the other bedroom. And she's like, I don't believe it. They don't believe each other because you know what? The same thing I'm saying. I don't believe in anything. Because there's one thing, you can look at a person's mouth, you can watch their lips, you can hear the words, but it's something in your gut that says, I don't believe none of this. Claire does not believe that Cameron really wants her. Same with me, Claire. And Cameron does not believe that Claire really wants him. And I believe it too. That's why it's all lies. So really, this is about who's the best liar. Who is the best liar? Because I don't believe either one of them. I don't believe any of these stories that these people really like each other. And they're just kind of trying to come up with different things. But the truth of the matter is they don't like each other, period. Trying and wanting to stay together is completely different from really liking the person. These people don't like each other. Cameron said, is there a chance this could work out? Is there a 0.001 chance the engineer getting it down to the 10th? The 10th percentage. You know what? Is there a chance? Claire says, no, there's a greater chance. Girl, you lying. Girl. You know you lying. There is zero chance this is going to work out. Zero. Then instead of talking about themselves, they said, we tired of talking about each other's lying to each other. Let's start talking about other people. They start talking about Austin and Becca, talking about Austin and Becca ain't even really addressing real issues. They don't want to even address the issues. Exactly. That's why it's a bunch of lies going over there too. Austin ain't talking. Austin ain't speaking up. I don't know what's going on with Austin. And Becca over there lying too, acting like, oh, we good, we fine. No, you're not, girl. You are not fine. Cameron said that when he was watching Orion, he got inspired. I told y'all that Orion had a different game plan than all these other men. All these other men game plan was we're going to pretend like we like our wives even though we don't. And the only person that was actually standing on his truth and saying, you know what, I really don't want to be with her. Now, he was lying about the reasons. He was lying about the reasons, but at least he said he didn't want to be with her. He the only one that said he didn't want to be with her, but he was lying about the reasons. We all know that. That was his lies. And he's flip-flopping, going back and forth with his lies. But he said, I don't want to be with her. Now, all of a sudden, he's getting the admiration of the men because the men are saying, dang, we should have stuck with Orion's plan. When we was all together trying to talk about our game plan and what we was going to do to survive these 8 weeks, Orion was the other one that said, nah, I'm going to tell her the truth. I'm going to tell her I don't really want to be with her. And all the other men said, nah, we're not going to look foolish on TV. We just going to lie. And now, all of a sudden, they go to this little group meeting and they see Orion and Lauren. And now all of a sudden Cameron says, dang, I should have done Orion's plan. I admire him now. He said, oh, he done inspired me. He says, I may need to choose myself too. I'm switching. I'm going to have to switch I might have to switch. I might have to switch, Claire. I might have to go from lying to you to going to the Orion plan, and that is looking out for myself, doing what's best for me. He said, but then he threw in a lie real quick. He goes, because you know what? I don't want to become attached to you. Boy, that's what I'm telling you. Even when you think you're getting somewhere, even when you think you're about to get the truth, all of a sudden they slip in another lie and say, because I don't really want to get too attached to you, and I'm starting to get attached to you. Okay, Cameron, you are not getting attached to Claire. You've been out here in the world for 32 years and you ain't attached to nobody. You ain't attached to your mama. You ain't attached to your daddy. You ain't attached to no in-laws. You ain't attached to no brother and sister. You barely attached to any friends. And you want me to believe, Cameron, you want me to believe that you've only known Claire for 10 days and you are in jeopardy of getting attached to her? The only thing Cameron is attached to are them damn spiders in his basement apartment. That's who he's attached to. The fact that all them spiders are still dead, living up in that little spider trap, tells me he's attached to dead spiders. That's it. He ain't attached to Claire. Another lie, another lie, another lie. He starts telling Claire, you know what, I could go sleep in the other bedroom. He's trying to wrangle away. He's trying to make it pretend like it's her decision, not his decision. Y'all see why he's trying to play the mind games on Claire? He's trying to make it pretend like it's her decision and not his decision. It's the same thing Lauren's doing over there. We're going to get to them. It's the same thing Lauren's doing. Lauren keeps wanting to make this testimony. I just want to make you know it wasn't me who wanted the divorce. It wasn't me who wanted to get divorced. I don't know. Is there a check involved? Is there a check involved? Because there's a whole lot of liars going on trying to make sure they don't be the ones who say they want a divorce. They want to put it on the other person. Now, Cameron's over here talking to her. I just want to make sure you know, Claire, I could go in the other room if you want me to. Do you want me to, Claire? Do you want me to? You know, Cameron really wanted to go because in the end, when Dr. Pierre told that advice, he said, why don't we start something new? Why don't we just have some fun? Why don't we stop talking about all these heavy subjects? That's what we said from the very beginning. All of us were saying that about all the couples. Why were we all in Cancun talking about religion and all these heavy subjects, illnesses, dead fathers or sick fathers? We were talking about heavy stuff during the entire honeymoon. And we would say, where's the fun? Where is the paddle boating? Where's the zip lining in Cancun? Where was the taco tasting, the tequila tasting? All we had were people talking about heavy subjects. And here comes Dr. Pia talking to Cameron and said, hey, let's reset. You know what? I know y'all saying you don't want to be together. Y'all showing up here with no rings on. No rings. They done showed up with no rings on. Let's reset. And after listening to that whole speech, Cameron then said, I don't know. I can't commit to it. Cameron, weren't you just the one sitting in front of Claire saying, let me know if you want to be with me? Because if you do want to be with me, I want to stay in it. But the minute Claire says, okay, yeah, Dr. Apia, I like your idea. Let's just have some fun and try to reset. Cameron says, oh, I don't know. I can't commit. You talk about calling your bluff. Cameron was bluffing. He was acting like Claire had a real say-so in whether or not he wanted to stay in this marriage. And when Dr. Pia called him on that, he was like, oh, wait, hold up, reindeers. Hold up, reindeers. I don't think so. I'm going to need some time to think on it. Where? In the other bedroom without your ring on it? Is that where you're going to go sleep on it and think about it, Cameron? Cameron, we already know your answer. It's just all lies. Claire is lying, acting like she's really in this marriage, like she really likes you, and you lying too. Everyone is lying, period. Cameron tried to dole out some compliments saying Claire is the smartest woman I've ever been with. I feel more heard by her than I feel heard by anyone. You got to be kidding me, Cameron. That's another lie. Because if you really felt heard by her, you would have told her from the beginning that you don't have no relationship with your parents. If you was really heard, if you felt you was really heard and you felt like you could really open up because she's the person who has made you feel the most heard. So you mean to tell me the person who has made you feel the most heard in any relationship you ever been in is the woman you still lying to? Listen, women, you heard what he said. You heard what he said. Basically, he's telling you no matter how much you make it a safe space for me and make me feel comfortable, according to Cameron, I'm still going to lie to you and not tell you the whole truth. I'm still not going to open up to you. Which is it, Cameron? Do you feel the most heard, or does Claire not make you feel heard, and that's why you don't want to open up to her? Which one is it? Because you flip flopping back and forth every single time too. That's what I keep saying. All these people keep telling different lies depending on the situation. First he feels heard. Next thing you know, he doesn't feel heard because she's critical, which we know she is. We know Claire's critical. She is critical. How can you feel heard by the most critical person on the show? That don't even make no damn sense. And he says, if I do stay, it's going to be unhealthy for me. Why? By the woman who's the smartest and the woman who's made you feel the most heard, the one that you still are building an attraction to, it's unhealthy for you. He got attachment problems. Talk about needing therapy. Talk about needing therapy. Cameron needs therapy too. Cameron doesn't know how to attach to a person healthy. That's why he's all alone. He's already preempting the breakup with Claire. She in a safe space. I do get that. But all on his own, Cameron got problems. He don't connect with people. He don't attach to people, period. And all Claire did was trigger him. Claire's personality, the one that's negative, the one that's condescending, the one that puts down, definitely isn't a safe space for Cameron. But I'm going to tell you, even without Claire, Cameron has a problem attaching to people. Like I said, that's why he lives in a basement apartment with no windows. Did y'all see that apartment? Did y'all see any windows in Cameron's apartment? None. No windows, in the dark with spiders. Okay? No loved ones around. He got an attachment problem, period. Claire said, yeah, maybe you should sleep in the other bedroom because I don't want you to get, I hope you're not getting resentful. And he said, oh, not yet. Another lie. Girl, he already resentful. Another lie. Cameron, we see the resentment written all over your face. You are already resentful. But like I said, y'all got to come back for the after party because Cameron was on there dropping a whole lot of something. I don't know if I'm going to call it tea. I'm going to call it lies, but we're going to go over it because it was some bombshells he was dropping. I didn't think they was going to show up, but when he did show up, he showed up with a bag full of coal. A bag full of it, y'all. Then we had Emily and Brennan. Emily up here opening up the scene. Emily opened up the scene, apologizing to Brennan for all her friends' shenanigans. Emily lying, saying, I didn't tell them nothing. Girl, Emily, it's okay, Emily, just admit it. Another lie. Emily, you filled them girls in on a lot. And they went over there and hemmed him up and spilled the beans. And they absolutely did attack him. Just admit it. Like I said, these people tell lies and they don't want to admit it. Admit it, Emily. You told your girlfriends. It ain't no big deal. We understand, but you ain't got to lie about it now and say you didn't really say all that. Because we know you did. She said, you know what? I don't like my friends do that because I don't want you to think less of me. Too late. Girl, he thought less of you on the wedding day. When you was running around talking about one night stands, nobody want to go out with you after more than one day. You ain't never had no boyfriend. All you've had is situationships. That's when he started thinking less of you. Why you think he don't want you? Because he thought less of you on day one. Brennan over here talking about, that's okay. I forgive you. No, I don't think less of you. Lies, 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 Brennan. Lies on top of lies on top of lies. They went to this little Pilates dance, his core inner strength class, whatever it was. Brennan was more into the instructor than he was into Emily. He was like, oh, the instructor said I was good looking. I was beautiful. That's the first time we seen Brennan smile all season long. And it was when the instructor gave him a compliment. Then Dr. Pia showed up and was asking them about therapy. You ever been to therapy? Y'all need some therapy. She should have said Emily needs some too. But she honed in on Brennan because we know Brennan needs some therapy. Let me tell you, when a therapist sits in front of you and tells you need therapy and then you say, no, I don't. That alone is why you need therapy. Woo, Dr. Pia got Brennan real good. Dr. Pia got Brennan so good. Brennan sat up here talking about why I need therapy. What's wrong with saying I don't have no emotions? I don't need therapy for that. She goes, yeah, that's why you need therapy, because everybody got emotions. You just can't articulate yours. You can't even express yours. You can't even admit you got emotions. And you ain't got no feelings. So what you doing walking around here in the world, Brennan? You walking around here with no emotions and no feelings. Boy, you need some therapy. What the hell is going on, y'all? What the hell is going on this season? Brennan, what are you, part of the KGB? Are you with the Russian KGB? You running around here talking about like you a robot? You ain't got no emotions. You ain't got no feelings. You ain't got nothing. We need to do a background check on Brennan, according to him. Dr. Pierce said, well, why don't you think that you're attracted to Emily? What it is? Emily says she wants the truth. Emily says, give me the truth. I want to hear the truth. Emily said, Emily, you don't want to hear the truth. That's another lie. That's another lie. That's another lie. Emily don't want to hear the truth. Let me tell you, anyone who has described themselves as having one-night stands, having situationships, and now they're 30 years old, and now they tell you they want to hear the truth from a mate. No, they don't. Well, why didn't you want to hear the truth from any of those other men? Why didn't you ever want to hear? Why didn't you go to any of those other men that did a slam, bam, thank you, ma'am, slept with you one night, didn't call you back? You mean to tell you this is the first time, Emily, you've ever been able to get any real constructive feedback from a man on why they love you and leave you, sleep with you and leave you? Now, all of a sudden, you like to hear the truth. No, you don't, Emily. You don't want to hear the truth. Because if you wanted to hear the truth, you would have heard it a long time ago from all these other men you say you've had situationships, and you wouldn't have shown up here in this marriage telling people at a wedding that you sleep around, you have situationships, and you've never been in a relationship. If you had heard the truth from people, like you say you like to hear the truth, you wouldn't be here today. That's why I know that's a lie, Emily. I tell y'all, everybody on this season is lying about who they are and what they want. They're lying. They're lying to us and they're lying to themselves. And until they start telling the truth, they're not going to get no damn where. And then Brennan over here lying some more time. Well, I don't want to say because I want to be mindful of Emily. You ain't looking out for Emily. You looking out for your own reputation. You are not over here protecting Emily. You are shutting up Emily because one is you don't want Emily spilling no beans on you. And second of all, you don't want to be known as the man on TV, national TV, putting down Emily. Let's be real. Stop trying to act like you doing it for Emily. You doing it for yourself, Brennan. So you mean tell me all this time we haven't seen you do nothing for Emily. All of a sudden now you want to protect Emily? You didn't protect her when she had that broken wrist. You had her back out on there doing that little thing up in the sky in the ocean. You was willing to let her get hurt again. We see these episodes coming up. She's on an ATV again. You don't even help her with her bags, with her groceries. All of a sudden now you want to help Emily, Brennan? Another lie. Like I said, man, y'all, we gonna get full and happy and fat over these lies that all these people were telling. It just comes out their mouth. He's talking about, well, I don't want to say it about Emily because I would be uncomfortable if someone said that about me. There's the truth. That's right. That's why you don't want to say it about her, because if you say it about her, then she's going to talk and then you're going to feel uncomfortable. So the only reason you keeping your mouth shut is because you don't want that shit turned back on you. That's why you're keeping your mouth shut. So in the end, you're not doing it to protect Emily. You're doing it to protect yourself. That's why you need therapy. That's why you need therapy, because you don't even get yourself. But when he started telling Dr. Pia, I'm here to protect my wife, and Dr. Pia said, no. That's my job. That's my job. That's what I'm here to do. And I've already asked her, does she want to talk about it? And she said yes. So I'm going to go full speed ahead. And Brennan looked over there like he wanted to pick up a plate and throw it at Dr. Pia. He looked like he wanted to pick up a plate and throw it at Dr. Pia. And Dr. Pia said, that's why you need therapy, because you need to learn how to identify your emotions. You too busy running around thinking you a Russian spy, talking about you ain't got no emotions. And you, Brennan, number 105632. Brennan said, I ain't even a real person. I ain't got no emotions and no feelings. I'm Brennan, 105632. Brennan said he ain't never going to therapy. He ain't gonna never go to therapy. Not at all. You can't go to no therapy because they're gonna dig too deep down in there and all that stuff's gonna come out about his father and his mother. We already know where it's deep buried down in there. He's like, I ain't going to therapy because I'm not opening up that Pandora's box. I'm not opening up that skeleton closet, because then it's gonna all come out, and I ain't ready to deal with none of those emotions, none of those memories, and none of them feelings. Not at all. So right now, I ain't got no feelings. I ain't got no emotions. And I can't talk about how Emily triggers me. I can't talk about how Emily's drinking triggers me. Okay, Brennan. And then we start switching, talking about Becca and Austin, talking about this. Becca over here is trying to still make everything sexual. She go, I'm going to make everything sexual. If I eat a cucumber, it's going to be sexual. Whatever I do, I'm going to make it sexual because I need to have some sex. I need some sex from this man. And Austin over here talking about I need more time. I need more time, but he's giving out these kisses. He's giving out these forehead kisses, lip kisses, hugs, everything. But he's like, I need more time because that's just how I am. I'm slow. And Becca over here talking about I'm in the friend zone. I'm in the friend zone, but she don't really want to admit it. She don't really want to admit that she's in the friend zone. She's still over here believing, saying she believe Austin. She don't believe Austin. She know the truth. She does not believe Austin. She knows the truth, but she don't want to say it out loud. Austin over here talking about he needs more of an emotional connection than just banging. Wait a minute, Austin. I thought you just said that y'all have a deep emotional connection. He just said they have a connection, but then he says, well, I can't sleep with her because I don't just want to sleep with someone I don't have an emotional connection to. But you just said earlier you had an emotional connection to you. Lies on top of lies on top of lies. He said, this is not the first time it's happened to me. He says, this has happened to me with girls in the past. Uh-oh. What, Austin? This ain't your first rodeo over here holding out for a woman? This ain't your first rodeo? Is that what happened between you and your roommate? That first y'all started off maybe possibly being a romantic connection, but eventually over time, it just morphed into friendship and roommates. Is that what you're doing over here to Becca now? Is Becca in the friend zone? Is Becca, do you have a third bedroom in that house? Are you really just looking for a third roommate? Do you have a 3-bedroom house and you need a third roommate? Austin, is this what you do to women? You start off trying to act like it's a romantic connection, but eventually you put them in the friend zone, and then you say, but you can't move in and sleep in the other bedroom. What the hell is going on, Austin? But then he started laughing, talking about, we can do other things. We can do other things besides intercourse. Really, Austin? Like what? What can we do? That stuff that Lauren was talking about before, fellatio. What are you saying? Becca can go down on you? Becca can go down on you? What you talking about? Are you going to do it to Becca or Becca can do it to you? Because right now, Austin, I want to ask, are you going to do it to Becca? Are you just scared of that region down there? Are you scared you're going to mess up some lady parts? What's going on? Or do you not like the lady parts? When you say you down for other things other than intercourse, and you talking about oral, I want to know which way you talking about. I want to know what you talking about, Austin, because like I said, everybody on here lying. Everybody on here playing with word salad. I need to pin you down, Austin, because let me tell you, if you was interested in other things, then you would have already done it to Becca. If you were really interested in that, when y'all was making out and you were comfortable with that, you would have already gone down on her and she would know it. So the fact that you say, oh yeah, we can do other things, what you're saying is you giving Becca the green light to go down on you. This sounds like that other couple. Who was that other couple? Ryan. Remember Ryan, and there was another Claire. Come to find out, she was going down on him every single night. Every single night. Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? That's what you do to a girl when you don't really want to be with her. You don't want to be with her. You don't really like her like that. So what you say is, nah, I don't really want to have intercourse with you, but you can go down on me. You can go down on me. Let me tell you, Austin is the man from Claire and that other man. I forgot his name. You remember the one that liked to work out all the time? They were the interracial couple. That's what's going on right here. He don't want to be with Becca. Then they had this old potluck. They had a potluck, and look who shows up. Look who shows up to the potluck. Lauren brought that nice, beautiful charcuterie board, but she could have left all that other shit behind. She could have just dropped off the charcuterie board and then just left. Just dropped it off like she was a DoorDash deliverer. She really didn't need to stay. Because I'm telling you something. We did not need to see the scene between her and Orion. And I'm telling y'all, more lies between the both of them too. More lies. Lauren needs to get the Academy Award winning performance for more tears. Y'all really believe, Lauren over here, guys, really believing that Lauren is crying over this man. Lauren is crying because she lost. I kept telling you from the very beginning, this was nothing but Lauren's thing is a competition. Who's the best? Who's the most oppressed? Who was the most intelligent? Whose culture was the most important? Who knew most about the culture? She over here teaching about edges and hair bonnets. She's only upset because she lost the game. She got eliminated in the first round. That's what she's crying over. That's why she keeps wanting everybody to know, listen, I'm not the one that gave up. I'm not the one that quit. I still wanted the marriage. No, you didn't want the marriage, Lauren. You wanted to win. It's quite a bit different. She needs therapy too. You didn't want no marriage with this man, Lauren. You wanted to win. Because once the marriage is over and you see the marriage is over, then why wouldn't you leave? Why would you still want to stay when this man has told you over and over again he don't want to be with you? Why would you still want to stay? To win. To say you did it. To say you stuck it out through the end. Like there's some medal at the end. It's for her own edification. It's not for the marriage. It's not for the couple. It's not for Orion. It's for her. Like I just said before, the same thing Brennan talking about, he's protecting Emily. You're not protecting Emily. You're protecting yourself. Lauren is wanting to stay in this marriage, not because of Orion. She's wanting to stay in this marriage for herself so she can say she didn't give up. So she can say she won. Girl, this ain't a competition. There ain't no award. Nothing at all. But she's willing to stay here and suffer through all this. And she's talking about she's suffering through because for her, there's another prize on the end. I keep telling you that. Why would someone want to suffer through all this unless there's a prize on the end? And the prize for Lauren would be, I did it. She said it 10 times. Oh, no. I'm not the one that gave up. I'm not the one that gave up. We got it, Lauren. We already know that. You ain't got to say that again, Lauren. We already know that Orion's a flip-flopper. We already know that Orion's the liar. We already know that. When you going to admit your lies? She's so busy trying to get Orion to admit his lies. We see Orion's lies. When you going to admit your lies, Lauren? That's what I want to know. You over here talking about you being the most truthful. No, you not. You're not even being truthful with yourself. All this passive aggressiveness Lauren got going on. I know y'all caught it. When Brennan and Emily, when Brennan was talking about the difficulties they were having the romantic connection, but they're going to try to work through it. What did old passive aggressive Lauren come in and say? She was like, well, you're still sticking through it. That's commendable. It's commendable that you didn't give up. Girl, we know who you talking about. She over here talking like she's so intelligent. Oh, it's commendable that you didn't give up. It's commendable that you stuck through it. And she's sitting right next to Orion. We know who you talking about, Lauren. All this passive aggressiveness. But you want us to believe you really care about Orion and you want to be in a relationship with him. Girl, no. You over here taking digs without even looking at him. We know what you doing. And then when they asked, when the group asked them, Lauren and Orion, what went on between them, what did passive aggressive Lauren said? Why don't you go ahead and tell the story since you're the one that decided it? It's not like I wanted it. We know you didn't want it. But there go that other passive aggressiveness. You tell the story, Orion, because you're the one that wanted it. I didn't want it. I want to let y'all know I didn't want it. Let me speak up. But the minute he starts speaking, she cuts him off. The minute he starts speaking, she cuts it off and takes over the whole damn story. Ugh. I don't understand why people are still not getting between the Orion and Lauren. They're both horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Then Orion starts talking about, yeah, well, we decided to get a divorce. She said, no, not me. You did. He's like, okay, do you want me to tell the story now, Lauren? That's another lie. You said you want me to tell the story, but every time I open up my mouth, you cut me off. Do you want me to tell the story or not? Do you want to tell it? Then go ahead and tell it. If not, if you want me to tell it, then I'm going to tell it the way I want to. Whether I'm lying or not, I'm going to keep telling my story. That's what Orion said. I'm going to keep telling my story, Lauren, whether you like it or not. And then he says, well, yeah, we decided to get a divorce. And then Lauren, with her passive aggressiveness, she comes back again and she said, yeah, you can speak to that since it happened so many times. They said, when did it happen? She said, yeah, Orion, you can speak to that since it did happen so many times. Basically referencing all his flip-flopping. Woo, the passive aggressiveness. I tell you, it is something else. So there you go lying because you ain't telling the truth about your real feelings. You talking about you want to be in a relationship with this man, but no, you really don't. You don't want to be in a relationship with this man. I said that from the very beginning. When Lauren was sitting over there bringing up all those hot topics with Orion in the very beginning, talking about who she slept with 2 months ago, talking about all those hot topics, she was lying to us then, y'all. She didn't want to be with that man because nobody who wants to be with a man should be saying all that kind of stuff she was saying. She says she want to be with him, but then she keeps all this passive aggressiveness. It's lies. It's lies. So then she takes over the story. Lauren says, forget this. I need the attention. I thought I could give you the attention, Orion, and let you tell the story, but nah, that's a lie. That's another lie I've been telling. The lie is to think that I really want you to have a voice, Orion. I don't really want you to have a voice. I really want to be the one on stage all the time. I'm the one that always wants to do the talking. So I'm going to pretend like I want you to do the talking. But the minute you open your mouth, I'm going to cut you off. And then I'm going to take the stage back. Because I need this to get back on me. I need to get back to being the victim. I need to start crying. And I need everybody to think that I'm such a victim. So let me start telling my story about how, yeah, we had a difficult conversation talking about race a couple of days. The next thing I know, Orion was slut shaming me. He was slut shaming me for having sex 2 months ago. And then he never apologized to me. And then he told me I was a failure. He told me I failed you in this marriage. Woo, 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 woo. Let the violin start playing. And then you never apologize. You never apologized for making me feel the way I did. The only reason you apologized was because you felt bad about making me feel bad about the way I felt. What the hell is she talking about? Ugh, the word salad. The word salad. She throwing the whole kitchen sink. I'm the victim. I'm the victim. I'm the victim. So all this horrible stuff goes on, Lauren. All this stuff you're saying, but then you sitting here in front of me and telling me you still want to be in a relationship with this man, and I'm supposed to believe that? I can't believe both, Lauren. I can't believe all these horrible things you just laid out. Now the tears are falling, and then I got to reconcile that with you telling me you still want to be in a relationship with this man. Nah, Lauren, you lying too. You lying too. Then Orion said, no, wait a minute. I did apologize to you that night. I did apologize. And she says, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. We know he'd apologize. We know Orion's a flip-flopper. We know that Orion changes his mind. But in that flip-flopping, he did give her an apology at one time. He did. Now, did he apologize for everything? No. Is he a flip-flopper? Oh, yes, he is. Is he a liar? Oh, yes, he is. But what I'm not liking is Lauren is still trying to act like she's the truthful one, and Orion is the only liar out here. No, you're a liar too, Lauren. You're a liar too. And you lying to yourself. She said, no, you didn't apologize for calling me a failure and a failure in this marriage. He said, you didn't apologize for me not coming and having your back. Orion said, I done said so many things and told so many lies. I can't figure out what lie I need to apologize for. He can't keep track no more. That's what happens. He done lied so much and said so much. He can't even keep track. And Lauren is just bombarding him. And what Lauren thinks is because she can bombard Orion faster than he can bombard her, that makes her telling the truth. No, Lauren. I can keep track of lies. And let me tell you, the lie meter for the two of you is equal. You do just as much lying as Orion does. Orion is a liar, but so are you. And you see the way that Lauren fights? Do y'all see the way that Lauren? I would never want to be in no argument with Lauren. I would never want to be in no fight with Lauren, because let me tell you what Lauren do. Lauren puts you in a chokehold. Lauren gets you to the point where you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. She gets you on both ends. Let me tell you how Lauren gets you on both ends. First of all, she said to Orion, let me make sure I took some notes on it. She says, don't sit here and say you apologized about words unless you really didn't feel them. Right? She said, so when Orion said I did apologize, what she did was she said, nah. Because you shouldn't apologize and about some words you said unless you're going to tell me that you really didn't feel that way. That's what she's saying. Don't apologize for some stuff you felt. Only apologize if you didn't feel them. That was her first order to Orion. Then she says, but if you didn't really want to feel them, if you didn't really feel them, then that's even worse because you said it anyway. Well, wait a minute. So that you telling me I'm in trouble if I'm apologizing and I didn't feel it, but I'm also in trouble if I really felt it? That's right. That's right, Orion. I'm going to get you on both ends. That's Lauren. Because you know why? That allows Lauren to be the victim no matter what the situation. If you said the words and you didn't believe it, she's the victim. But if you said the words and you believed it, she's still the victim. If you said the words and you didn't believe it, you're the victim. But if you said the words and you didn't believe it, she's the victim. She's the victim on both ends. Both ends. She wins no matter what. That's called a fixing the game. That's called fixing the game. When you win no matter what. Orion can't win with Lauren. Orion cannot win with Lauren. Like I said from the beginning, Lauren can do whatever she wants to do. And no matter what your response to her is, she's going to be the victim. She's going to be the victim. If you tell her, hey, I don't want you to be telling me stuff about sleeping with people, then she would be the victim because then you're not letting her be herself. You're not letting her open up. Then if she gets to talk about stuff you don't want to hear, then you say, well, I don't like what you said. Then guess what? She's the victim now because you slut shamed her. She's always going to be the victim. So then he says, well, I don't think you, then he came back and he said, well, you know what, Lauren, I don't think you failed in the marriage. Then why did you say it? Boom. There you go again. There you go again. She wins no matter what. If you say, you know what, I don't think you're a failure. She goes, well, why did you say it? Boom. She's the victim. Then if you tell her, I think you were a failure in the marriage, boom, you said it. She's the victim there too. She gonna be the victim no matter what. No matter what. You can't win with Lauren. Lauren is gonna win. Lauren is gonna win every argument, every situation, everything, because she sets it up so that she's always the victim and you always the perpetrator. And then Orion says, you know what, Lauren, I'm not gonna keep changing what I'm saying. I'm not gonna keep flip-flopping because you got me flip-flopping out here. He be flip-flopping like he going to the beach with some flip-flops on. He's like, I'm not going to keep flip-flopping. I'm going to stand on what I'm saying. And then what does Lauren come back and say? Well, you flip-flop all the time. Wait a minute, Lauren. You can't get me on both ends. You can't get me when I want to stand on my word, but then get me when I flip-flop. When I stand on my word, Lauren, you don't like that. You try to get me off my position. But then when I come off my position, you get me for flip-flopping. Woo, 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 woo. That girl needs some therapy. That girl needs some therapy. When Orion tries to stand on his word, Lauren attacks him. When he tried to tell her I'm turned off by you sleeping with someone, she attacked him. What did he do? He flip-flops. But then when he flip-flops, guess what she does? She attacks him. You change your mind all the time. Which one do you want, Lauren? Do you want me to stand on my word and tell you the truth? Or do you want me to flip-flop? Because right now, you don't like either way. You don't like nothing. Then she said, you such a gaslighter, Orion. You such a gaslighter. Lauren, you a gaslighter too. I couldn't believe this. I couldn't believe Lauren called Orion a gaslighter. I'm like, girl, you a gaslighter too. You lighten up this whole room. You lighten up this whole room just as much. If Orion is the gas, you got the lighter. He the gas and you the lighter. The two of you are gaslighters, period. And she said, I'm about to bring it up. I know you are going to bring it up. I know you're going to bring it up because you need to stack the deck, Lauren. You need to stack the deck so far in your favor. You're going to bring it up. You ain't going to let nothing slide. And she said, you know what? I've been accountable this whole time. And if you're not going to be held accountable, I'm going to hold you accountable. Girl, you ain't been accountable for nothing. You ain't been accountable for anything. You've been accountable for telling Orion what's his problem. We know Orion got some problems. We know it. But what I don't like is Lauren out here thinking she all intact. Nah, she needs some therapy too. And after a while, Orion said, well, whatever, Lauren. I'm just telling you that right now I don't feel the way I felt about you from the very beginning and I'm out. And then we see these episodes coming up and then Orion flip-flopping again, coming back to Lauren saying, you know what, I need another check. I want some more camera time because we know Orion loved the camera. And then next thing you know, Lauren over there grinning. Well, Lauren, you just said you don't like a flip-flopper. So why would you be grinning from ear to ear, wanting to even entertain going back with Orion when you just said you was turned off by his flip-flopping? You know why? Because you a liar too. You both are liars. Then Orion was talking about, I just don't want to be in it. Our conversations are too hard. I know they are hard, Orion. Because let me tell you, Lauren gets you on every turn. He says they're too hard. He says conversations that are supposed to be easy turn into battles because that's Lauren. Lauren is a jujitsu person. Let me tell you, any conversation you have with a person like Lauren who always wants to be the victim, it's no matter where you start, it's going to turn hard because she's got to reposition the conversation so she's the victim. That's why all the conversations are going to be hard with Lauren. No matter where you start, she's going to have to twist the story and navigate the conversation to get it back to a point where she's a victim. That's why the conversations are hard, Orion. Orion is telling the truth. We start off with easy conversations, and the next thing you know, we in the rabbit hole. We are in the rabbit hole. He said there's a disconnect between our communication. And she's like, well, why is there a disconnect between our communication? He says a disconnect between our communication because every time we start down a road of conversation, I don't know, it gets contentious, Lauren. It starts off easy, but then it turns into an argument. She says, yeah, because sometimes you say things and I don't understand what you're saying. I just be saying like, huh. He's like, yeah, it's a disconnect. And then she said, yeah, that's because you don't communicate. What the hell? Orion started off saying, we got a communication problem. There's a disconnect in our communication. Lauren then argues the point and says, why is there a disconnect in communication? He says, because when we start talking, everything turns contentious. And then she says, yeah, because sometimes when you're speaking, I don't understand you. And then she says, yeah, because you don't know how to communicate. Well, he just said we got a communication problem, Lauren. So you see how it started off saying that there's a disconnect in their communication. It started off with Orion saying, me and you, we have a disconnect in our communication. Lauren could acknowledge that. You know why? Because Lauren would have to acknowledge that she has a part in the bad communication. But where this conversation ended was with Lauren's final say, because you don't communicate. So in the end, guess what Lauren is again? A victim. She's a victim of his communication style, not hers. He started off saying, we have a disconnect in our communication. When we speak, it goes left. It ends here. He was keeping them in the same boat. Lauren then turned the conversation to be around, nah, buddy, I don't have no disconnected communication because when I listen to you, I don't understand. So therefore, you don't communicate. Well, Lauren, communication is both talking and listening. You just admitted that you don't understand Orion, which means there could be a problem with the way he's speaking. Yes, but there also could be a problem with you listening. And what I know about Lauren is Lauren don't listen. You ever know a person who doesn't listen to solve the problem, but they only listen to be right? That's Lauren. When you're talking to Lauren, all she's thinking in her head is, how can I turn this around to now be your problem and I'm the victim? That's why you don't never solve nothing with her, because she's not listening to understand you. She's listening to you to have a comeback so she can eventually be the victim. But she don't want to acknowledge that she got a communication problem. It's all Orion's fault. Girl, get the hell out of here and get off my damn TV. And once we saw all that drama going on, finally Becca just opens up and starts tearing down and starts crying because she now realizes that Austin don't really like her. The truth finally hits her. She over here lying to herself, talking about, I'm crying for everybody else. I'm crying for all y'all's problems now that everybody laid out their problems. Girl, you crying for yourself because now what you realize is you listen to these stories and you realize, damn, this is my story too. Becca over here realizing that, damn, I can't lie no more. It's staring me in my face that these people's problems are my problems. And I can't run around here and keep saying that we fine because we not fine. We not fine at all. Then next thing you know, Lauren dropping to the floor, crying up in a ball of tears. She got more tears. She could cry me a river. She could cry me a river with all the tears she got. She about as bad. Remember y'all Justin from a couple of seasons ago, and we talked about how much he cried? Lauren is giving him a run for his money. In fact, maybe Lauren need to hook up with Justin from past seasons. Them two, they both tall. They both tall. Then Justin used to go to Colorado, live in Colorado for a while. Maybe he need to call up Lauren. Justin, go call up Lauren. Y'all both 7 feet tall and y'all both like to cry. Call her up. Y'all might make a good couple. But anyway, that's it, y'all. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And please come back tomorrow for the after party. I can't do it today. I didn't talk for a whole hour today. I'm going to have to do it tomorrow. But come back because like I said, we got a lot to talk about on that after party. That's it, y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.